So this one sister is, going to point out something that, a lot of, gentlemen have discussed. And it's a weird dynamic, even to the point where this woman even going to point this out. Let's see what she has to say.
Do women want equality? Yes and no. I say this because when I think about it, yes, we want to be treated equally, opportunities, we want equal pay. But when it comes to social aspects, like traditional things that women do, cooking, cleaning, child rearing, what we want is men to take on those aspects as well. But when it comes to their social expectations and traditional expectations, like paying for dinners, taking out the garbage, cleaning gutter, things like that, we don't want that at all. We want men to still maintain those things. So I don't know what you call that. Like the draft as well. No, we don't want that. We want to vote, yeah. Like we want what they have, but don't want to be expected to do what they do because they're men. But they should be expected to do what we do, although we're women. It's a little weird when you think about it. Also, when we're looking for a mate, we're not really looking for an equal. We're looking for our superior. We're looking for someone taller than us, who makes more money, who's smarter than us, things like that. So women look for equality, yes, in a certain extent, but also no. We want men to do or take on certain burdens that we have, but we don't want to take on their social or cultural or traditional burdens. It's weird. What do you call that?
This is a Western problem. Let me make sure I put that out there. And of course, this is not all, but this really is a Western problem. Because if you get outside the Western world, and you can have more of a traditional family if that's what you want. But in the Western world, they want some forms of traditionalism, and then they want the modern aspect as well, right? So, yes, what she's mentioning about you taking out the garbage, you fixing things or getting things fixed at the house, cutting the grass, doing all the heavy lifting that men normally do in society, like say fighting the wars, doing all that. Yes, they still want you to do all of that. But at the same time, while doing all that, they want you to also help out in the house. Now, traditional sense, men don't help out in the house. Men just do what men do. Men work, provide, do whatever the case may be. So in the modern sense, in America, and men don't mind helping out. They don't. I think that you should help out in the house. You're living there, right? It's not like you are a person that doesn't, I hope you're not nasty and just leaving it to her to pick up behind you like your mama. I'm not saying you shouldn't help out in the house, but I'm saying is that, with them getting jobs and careers and all of that, a lot of times they're not there to do the things that traditional women would do. And so you have to work around that, and some of them want these high end careers like men have, and some of them have aspirations for a lot of money, like men, and so it changes everything, right? And then so it becomes a battle with a lot of men to say, okay, well, what's going on here? It becomes a different dynamic. But when men say, well, they acting like a man, that's really what that is. It's like your ambitions is like a dude. It's not like a woman. Right? For the most part. So that's really modern America that she's talking about. So that's why a lot of men have been turned off on marriage, on top of, really marriage isn't respected as it used to be. When people don't fear God, they can go lay up with whoever, right? And that's just really what it is. But a lot of men are saying, I'm cool on it, because if I do get involved in a situation, I don't have a traditional family role too much. And not everybody's going to go overseas to go find a woman. That's just not going to happen, because it's a process to bring. If you choose to bring her back, I suggest don't bring her back. I say keep her in the environment that she's in. They got her that way. Don't bring her here, because America will ruin anybody that come here, male or female. This culture is horrible in this country, because it's not good. Think about it. Why would you want to bring your new spouse here when you're looking at the results of what happened to the people here, male and female, right? You would want to bring them here. Oh, Lord, no. But that is that dynamic that a lot of, men and women also have to think about and try to navigate, because let's say if a woman's extremely traditional, she's pressured to be that modern woman. She's pressured to be that. She's pressured to dress a certain way. She's constantly pressured, like say with just the sphere of influence that they have with who they know, and the constant, what's going on social media. And I've said that, and I will keep repeating that social media is one of the worst things that's ever happened. in the instance of influence with a lot of women, because women influence women. You know what I'm saying? So they looking at all these different women wearing this, doing this, saying that normally they wouldn't have had that kind of access to unless somebody in their town. And then yet with the explosion of certain style of dress, explosion of people risking their lives with certain type of surgeries or whatever the case may be, a lot of times that comes from social media. They look at this one woman or a few women look a certain way, and they look at the comments, and they look at all the dudes saying something about this particular woman, like, oh, I want that kind of comments. I want this. I want that. And a lot of times what's going on is optical illusions. How many times people are using filters or all on pictures, Photoshop is enhancing everything. But then you see the person in real life like, huh, you look like you look over here. That's happened. That's what I'm saying. It's so much, as I said before, we talk about the makeup, but a lot of that stuff on social media is witchcraft. You covering up who you really are, by an area of the magic of technology, right? So it's a lot to navigate. That's why I say I don't really envy any man or even woman who has to navigate that dating world today, because it's a kind. I see why a lot of men and women just throw their hands up with it, because it's too much. It's too much going on. Things aren't the same no more. Men aren't the way men used to be. Women aren't the way women used to be. And yeah. So that's why I say, if you got you a husband, you got you a wife, if y'all got some issues, work that junk out. Because everybody that I know that's out there that's